Okay, hello everybody. Setup is a little bit behind tonight, so I'm just gonna open up and like chat with y'all while I'm getting ready. First of all, let's get some music going. Need to connect my Bluetooth. Hello Gengar, welcome in. Hi, how have you been? I know that it's been a little bit longer since my last stream than normal. Which I'll get into in a second. I can't wait to see some gay-ass artwork. True. Okay. Music is connected, which means I can turn some on. No. Not the vibe. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Is the music louder than normal? It is, by a good bit. Let's set that back to like 32, I think it's normally at. Okay. And then, I need to update my model to the Homestuck one because that is the plan for tonight. Troll model. So basically, this is just me going through my normal, like, step-by-step for getting ready for stream. Oh my god. It hates when I try to switch models. There we go. And then back to see-through mode. Close. I don't know why the calculator app is open, but I don't need that extra space getting taken up. I've been doing pretty good playing Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeti microphone for the model, and we are moving. Great. Okay, music, model. Oh right, Discord announcement. But yeah, I haven't played the Ace Attorney series, but I've watched playthroughs and the anime. And Apollo Justice, to my knowledge, doesn't have an anime adaptation, and if it does, then I haven't seen it yet. So I don't actually know much about it. I know about, I think, the coffee guys from that one, and I watched a video essay one time on, like, Hobo Phoenix Wright. Alright, copy the link, and then move this here. Right, copy. Yep, alright. Move that. Add jump scare? Oh my god, sorry about that. Alright, sorry to my Twitch viewers about that, for anybody who's seeing them. And then I need to, it's already running the ads. It already turned them on automatically. Okay, Discord announcement. Notification. Alright, that's the notification sent, so I can now close Discord. And then I need to update my stream title. Update all. Okay. Ah, YouTube does not like making a little heart symbol. Hello, Wolfie. Welcome in. Don't be too surprised if you get ads in the next few minutes. Twitch apparently likes to freak out on people when they first join in the first, 10 minutes or so. Something like that. I don't know. It seems like they already auto-ran them. So maybe you will be blessed with no such thing. And I am taking a second longer to set up, because I'm running a little bit late tonight. So I am currently updating my title and category and everything, and then we will get into drawing, which will not be a Magma stream tonight. I'm just gonna be drawing and playing some music. Oh, by the way, I saw the art that you posted in the Discord. It was very pretty. I really loved the color scheme on that character. Alright, Homestuck Fanart Live. Let's try I think that's enough for the description for tonight. And then the category on Twitch needs to be changed to let's go with Homestuck instead of art tonight. I don't know. I've been leaning towards using the Homestuck category instead of the art category just because I feel like I'm more likely to get people who are interested in it that way. I feel like I'm more likely to find people with a more niche category. Gotta go for a sec, Mom's calling. No problem. See you in a second, Taz. I was a bit nervous to post it, but I really like cows. It was really pretty, dude. You should totally share more of your art if you want to I don't know. I was in the middle of that when I realized that I didn't want to sound pushy about it or anything. But it was cool and I'd love to see more. I love when other people post in the art channel on the server. Just because it's really cool to see what other people are getting up to. Edit stream info. Tags need to go. Alright. Dweller's Empty Path and gaming needs to go, and I need to change that for art. Fan art. Homestuck. Digital art. Maybe background music. I don't think it's ever occurred to me to use that tag, but people might want to know that. Maybe drawing. Alright. Well, sure, I'll post more when I got time. Awesome. Alright, that is all of that working. Okay, music, model, Discord announcement. I'm gonna mess with the music a little bit because I actually want it to play in order tonight because I put all my favorite songs at the top. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. Yes. That should be... Oh, not the headphones. Alright. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. Maybe I could set it to, like, volume 1 on my computer and then turn it up in OBS for you guys. We're back? Okay, welcome back. Now, let's see if my tablet is working and connected properly tonight, because I just plugged it in and I haven't had a chance to test run it. Turn the brightness all the way up. I don't know why it was so dark. Alright. Close all these extra tabs. Picker wheel open just in case I finish up with what I'm doing and people don't have any requests. Okay. So, drawing tablet is... Oh, I can already tell it's not connected right. Alright, give me a second. Let me try flipping it around. Sorry, a little symbol pops up on it if it's working right. I request Dave Cat the whole night? Possibly. This may happen. Okay, so... Let me turn it on up here just so I can double check that it's not working, but it doesn't look like it is. Yeah, no. Okay. Plugged in up here, plugged in down here. I missed one stream. By the way, just to get into that at the top of the stream, so I had a, like, medical thing of moderate concern starting Wednesday night that is still, like, semi-ongoing, mostly resolved, which I was hoping would be, resolved by that stream, but it was not, and I was just not doing too hot, and I didn't think I'd be able to maintain the right energy level for a stream. I feel like I'm possibly not maintaining the right energy level at the moment, but we'll try to ease back into it, I guess. But yeah, basically I was just a little bit exhausted. Which is also why I'm starting with a fan art stream instead of managing a magma. Just because stuff can go wrong with those. And I don't really want to deal with, like, the risk of that being a thing that happens tonight of all nights. And there we go. Beautiful. Oh, pen is not connected. Okay. One second. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Recover soon. Yeah, it's, I've already been, like, doing the treatment for it. It was just, like, a light thing. I don't want to go into details because, like, I don't want to ick people out. But it wasn't anything, like, too concerning. No emergency or anything. I talked to a doctor. We're working it out. It's fine. And I'll never have to talk about it on stream ever again. Okay. Gam tab can move to the bottom because I've already posted it everywhere. That's how my... Oh, wait. No, I shouldn't go down there, actually. Nope, there's stuff down there. That's where I put, I've got my Caliborn at the top of that. We are not going down there. But yeah, I've been resting, recovering, Tomodachi Life dropped. So I've been playing that. It's been very fun. I don't know if any of you guys have been messing around with it at all. As far as that's concerned, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling the D&D island at all. If I do end up messing with that again, I will probably just be streaming the Homestuck Island I've got going, which I also wanted to, if I have any photos saved in my library, I wanted to draw art based off of some like fun panels that I'd gotten from that, but it doesn't look like the Gamcat ones are on my phone at the moment, so I could not upload those. Okay. Did I say Gamcat? I mean Dave Cat. I'm not drawing Gamcat right now. That is not the plan. Okay. But yeah, I've been going kind of nuts with Tomodachi Life because you can, make custom clothing and custom pets. I've made, all 12 of the base Homestuck trolls, all 8 of the human characters, Cal, and then, like, the guardians, like the parents. And I've been making custom clothing for each one. My island has, like, maybe, like, 30 people on it or something at this point. And I've been making, like, custom pets for all of them. Although, to be honest, most of what my time is spent on that game is, the art screen. And the thing with that is that, I'd have to figure out a different way to, if I were to mess with it again, I'd want to figure out a different way to get the, what's it called? Oh, the casting, like getting the screen onto the stream. Because as it is, I just, like, plug it into a switch dock and then through a, capture card. But the problem with having it in the dock is that I can't use the touch screen if I'm using the dock. So I wouldn't actually be able to do any art in the game through that method. So I'll have to see if I can work something else out using what I have in my house, perchance. You can't just say perchance. But I do really want to show off, like, my Miis and what I've been making. I've been sending them in, some Homestuck servers that I'm in, but I should probably drop some of them, like, maybe, there are a few that I've worked on enough to feel comfortable sending in, like, an art channel. Do I have a gaming channel in this server? I should make one if I don't. If anyone remembers off the top of their head if I have that or not. Or no, I can open it on my... No, I can check. Shush. No noises. The cell phone is not supposed to be doing things. I'm just supposed to be looking at it. Let's see. Art share, fan art, memes, pictures. I guess you could put it in other pictures, but that's sort of for real life pictures. Alright, I'll just put a reminder to myself. There we go. But yeah, it's a bit funny because both of the Homestuck servers that I'm like semi-active in, everybody has been posting their Tomodachi Life characters. And I've been seeing people talking about how there's like not much, I saw a few people saying there's not much content in it, but to be honest, it's like if Animal Crossing was even more like leaning into the customization thing, and like the life sim element as opposed to like the like cozy like building element necessarily. Or how do I put that? Like resource collection. It's still about building stuff. It's just not about building a pool of resources exactly. Are you doing the stream avatars this stream? Oh my god, thank you. I opened the app and forgot to connect it. So it's on, but I hadn't like turned it on for stream. There you go. Sorry about that. There they are. That's my bad. I should change mine to Dave, maybe. Or, nah, it's fine as it is. Yeah, thank you. That was totally user error on my part. No, the pencil battery is fine. Silence. Actually, you know what else could be fun? We could be... Hold on, let me think about it. What was I trying to say? Right, for the Tomodachi Life streams, I could give, like, if I end up doing more, because I'm not sure exactly where it would fit into the schedule. Maybe I could do island building and, like, room building on those streams, because I've been mostly doing, like, the drawing section and have been very much neglecting like the layout of the island, which would not so much require the touchscreen. And I could give you guys like a little tour and like introduce the characters and stuff maybe. Yay, now I'm a cute little healer. Oh my god, Ralsei! Aww. Cute. Where did my... Okay. Sounds cool. Oh my god, wait, Ralsei's doing the head-sitting thing. I don't feel like I've been able to get them to do that at all. I was talking about it and I couldn't actually, like, make it happen. Because I couldn't figure out where the platform was. That's cute. Anyway. Yes, I will deliberate further and try to figure that out. I feel like the time when that would be most likely to end up on the schedule would probably be Tuesdays. Because that's sort of the free day. But I was also planning to transition into doing art fight prep streams soon. So we'll see. Yeah. It probably wouldn't be next Tuesday because I have plans to work on comms. Or I guess this Tuesday. No, next. It's Saturday. The next stream. Oh, art fight, we totally forgot about that. We should prepare this year, but we may have to get a job, so we wouldn't have much time. Similar situation. But art fight sounds so much fun. Just not that good an artist to keep up with that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It can be pretty tough to, like, get a good output on it sometimes. But I tend to just try to do, like, busts or like simple stuff for the most part, which kind of helps. I'm pretty sure last year is the year I got distracted and just fully made an unrelated non-art fight attack animatic during that month. Which may have cramped my numbers a little bit, but I've been trying to like do at least one more drawing than the last year every year for like the past 2 to 3-ish, which is how long I've been doing them. And I was thinking maybe we could get like an art fight audience, perhaps. I don't know how many people would be interested in joining a stream like to prep for art fight. But maybe, we'll see. I also will procrastinate on getting my ref sheets updated if I don't, like, make a schedule and plan for it. And this is the point where I need a reference because I'm drawing a character other than Dave. I should have a Karkat in here somewhere. Oh, it's the other way around. It's small one in the middle. And then... the way I drew one singular... Okay. Let's just get Karkat cut out of that rectangle he was in, first of all. Delete all of that, and then... small in the middle, 2 larger triangles below that. Corner. And I immediately started drawing on the reference layer again. Oh, and the other thing for Art Fight was that I wanted to see if I could get my, or not see if, just in general, I wanted to get my, some Homestuck characters added, because I don't have any. And, my model, like the simple and the complex version of my, Sona. Because I also did not have this particular Sona, last year, and just in general haven't put a Sona up on Art Fight before. Or, well, no, I guess one of them is kind of a Sona. But she's also a bit outdated, so... Love your streams. Hope to catch you live next time you stream. Add me on Discord. Felix09. Hi. Alright, we're not gonna immediately. Possible ban evader. Uh-huh. Oh, account is 13 minutes old. Okay, banned. Sorry, it looks like that message got caught, in the spam filter. So y'all probably didn't see it, or I guess those of y'all who aren't mods probably didn't see it. Where did I put my stylus while dealing with that? My object permanence is like -3. I found it. Oh wait, I couldn't find it for a second because I wasn't drawing with it because it was charging. My object permanence may be -10. But anyway, yeah, I was not going to immediately jump to that being spam because the Discord user vaguely matched the Twitch user. But it was a very generic message. The account was 13 minutes old and it got auto-flagged. So that guy is gone. Don't forget the horns. And then... Oh, he has like way more fangs than that. Seems like a bit overkill. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, actually, speaking of spam messages, I had an interesting experience on Tumblr, which, for those of you who don't know, is, in my opinion, you're way more likely to get, like, spam messages and spam comments from scammers on Tumblr than on most other social medias I've used. Like, the thing that they like to do is they have bots that will auto-respond to people using the art tag, and ask for commissions, and they'll ask for commissions of, like, a family member or a pet. And I guess what they're trying to do is, like, get your, like, I think, oh, I looked up how it worked. I believe the goal is to get, aw, dang, the cruise had to leave front. Damn it. But, no, I believe the goal is, oh, right. Get your PayPal info, specifically your, like, the email associated with your PayPal, then send a fake message saying that there's something, like, wrong with your PayPal to a fake account, get your login, and then steal your money. Which is why they'll usually be asking for something, like, weirdly generic. I did not know that. It's so scary. It's not anything too crazy. It's just, I don't know. I kind of like scams. I think they're interesting, like, learning how they work. There's this YouTuber, there's this scam baiter that I watch, Atomic Shrimp. Which is fun content. He does, like, scam baiting. So he'll get scam emails and then, like, fake respond to them using, like, fake info and, like, just wasting their time, basically. And at the same time that he's doing that, he explains the format of the scam, like, how it, like, what its goal is, how it works, what they get out of it, that sort of thing. He also does cooking content, but, I like the scam baiting. Sometimes I watch it. He does a lean towards, like, foraging stuff, which is neat. In fact, he did a combo video that was breaking down, AI-generated foraging cookbooks on, like, Amazon, which is a bad idea, because if you don't know, if your AI hallucinates, in your foraging cookbook, you could forage, like, an inedible mushroom or something, which he proved was, like, the case. He, like, I think bought one, or was looking at sample pages or something, just to, like, show what was in them. And he did find information in it that was, like, potentially hazardous. But yeah, anyway, the way that the Tumblr scams generally work is they'll either, just message you, or they'll leave a comment under your post that says, like, hey, I love your art, are your comms open? Within, like, 3 minutes. It's like, are your comms open? If so, DM me. Or, like, some variation of that. Except it's, not... Like, if a real person saw your art and wanted to DM you because they liked your fandom art, then the realistic thing that they'd probably do is go click on your profile to see, like, maybe 1 or 2 more examples, see if you have a comm sheet or anything like that. And if they did that, they would immediately see that, like, my Tumblr, like, header, like, my description on my blog is, DMs are open, or, like, comms are open, DM for info. So they wouldn't be leaving that comment, they'd just be going straight to DMing me. And usually their first question would be, what is your payment method? Because it doesn't, like, say, and they need to know if they use said payment method and could pay me. And or what my prices are, instead of going straight to asking for whatever they want. You know, like, it's just like, it's something that people could do, but if you see all of it, and then you click on it and the account is blank, except for, like, likes, and they've never posted anything, or especially if their profile picture is a real person, Tumblr users do not do that. I've just been explaining a scam for, like, 10 minutes. But yeah, those are the things to immediately check for if something seems a little bit scammy, but you're not quite sure. Is the account very new? Do they have no profile picture, or a profile picture that doesn't make sense within the context of, like, the community that they're posting in? Like, if it's a picture of a real, like, older looking person, or young woman on Tumblr, people rarely use that kind of profile picture on Tumblr. Or if it's a, say, a 13-minute-old account with no profile picture on your Twitch that's linking to something or saying to message them or trying to get you to buy art, that's either a scam artist or just a very pushy artist, and either way, you don't need to be talking to them. But the new kind of scam that I experienced, I didn't catch on to it being a scam immediately. I posted announcing that I was going live, right? And a bit later, like not instantly later, not to the point where it was like suspicious that they were immediately responding, which by the way is another dead giveaway. If you post something and then get a response within like 3 minutes, then it may be a bot that auto-responds to things. And they were like, I think their opening was like, what's your go-to like starting when you're startup for when you're streaming? So I like answered and was like, oh, do you stream? They said yeah, they named an account and I was like, oh, I can't find it. Could you link to it? And then they linked to it. And first of all, the first time that they sent it with a typo. So the reason I couldn't find them on Twitch is because they sent the wrong username. They like missed a letter, which was in the link that they sent. And then they, what was it? They linked to it. I clicked on the link, and the link was to a streamer who had a Tumblr linked as one of their social links on Twitch, which was a different Tumblr from the one they were messaging me with, by the way. So first of all, that pisses me off, like they didn't even do their research. Because that was not a good account to link to. It was like somewhat believable. It was someone with like 300-ish followers, which is like large-ish, moderate-ish, and it was like believable that they'd maybe have an alt they were messaging me on or something. But they had linked to a whole different Tumblr, which again isn't crazy. Lots of people have multiple Tumblrs. But then I messaged that person on their marked Tumblr and was like, hey, I just got a message just to confirm, is this your alt? Or like, is this you? And their response was, yeah, this is me. Are you and insert username talking about me, talking about my streams? And I was like, oh no, they thought I was asking if that was the link to their Twitch. This is not the same person. And then I looked at the profile. The profile had like 3 things in their likes, nothing in their posts or reblogs, no profile picture. And that is when you confirm that is fully a scammer. It was a newish account. They were messaging me with a seemingly generic opening not for an immediate discernible reason. And I figured out, I'm 90% sure that the reason that I was getting that message from that person is, first of all, it was a scam, and second of all, it was the same format as the art scam that I was just explaining, where they have a bot dig through recent posts on the tag. Except this tag, I was promoting a stream, right? This post was promoting that I was going live. So I'm pretty sure that they had the tag that they were searching for that scam was like live streaming or Twitch or YouTube instead of like art or artists on Tumblr. So I don't know if maybe their goal was to get like my username or my login or stream key or something somehow. Maybe they'd like talk to you for a little bit and then be all like, hey, can we talk more? What's your like Gmail? And then they send you a fake Gmail link to a fake like Discord or a fake Twitch login, something like that. But it was some kind of scammer, for sure. It was funny because, again, I messaged the person who they were pretending to be and was like, hey, is this your alt? And then after clarifying, no, this was a scammer pretending to be you, they got back to me and were like, whoa, I'll tell my stream chat about that. So I'm guessing that they hadn't had that experience before of, like, someone impersonating them. My guess would be that scammer probably just, like, had something that randomly picked or just randomly chose someone who had, like, a moderate follower count. So I'm not sure that person would have had experience of being impersonated before. And I've actually been meaning to check out their streams at some point, because they they liked what was it? Sonic, Undertale Deltarune, Undertale Yellow, which they said yes, they count that as part of it. So I don't know. I've been meaning to actually like pop in and be like, hey, I was almost scammed by someone using your fake username. But yeah, thus ends my scammer rant. If you want to know more about scammers, you should check out Atomic Shrimp. It's a good channel. Mostly goes over like purchasing scams, like on Amazon, where there's like fake products that they're trying to scam you, or like shittier, worse like, what's the word? Quality products than was advertised with like fake pictures, and like email-based scams. But they sometimes go over other formats. I don't think they're very active on Tumblr though. Anyway, welcome in, random. We are in fact doing a makeup fan art stream tonight because I was not live on Wednesday. And next time that I run the wheel, I need to remember to... What did I want to do with it? Oh, right. Okay, I'm saying this out loud just so that I remember to do it a little bit. But next time that I'm running the prompt wheel, I should remember to turn off or turn down the music for a second while I'm spinning it, because I want to try editing it into like short clips of like what I rolled and then transition into a speed paint for like my short content. And it would be easier to be able to like edit the dialogue and stuff if there's not music in the background that will cut randomly. Something, my comfort ship right here. Real. Taz, who is in chat, sent me a killer Dave Cat animatic earlier today. And I took one look at it and was like, that's what I need to open up stream with. Which, oh, by the way, I should check if this is still running. For the Homestucks here, did you see the new Project Soundpage trailer, which is one of the like FRAF officially licensed fan projects? Which I thought from the title, I hadn't really looked into it except for like seeing that they were selling merch. Actually, alive, Rosemary is my comfort ship. Do I have Rosemary art going here? I've been pushing pretty hard for them to get together on my Tomodachi Life Island. But I don't think I've pulled Rosemary yet, and I don't think I've drawn them. Yeah, doesn't look like I have Rosemary art off the top of my head. The Rose ship that I got first from my wheel was Rose Resi. That was a bit loud. You may have heard that. I have a window open because it's a bit warm tonight. But, yeah, it was Project Soundpage, which from the title I assumed was some sort of like soundtrack-based thing where they maybe made remixes or something. But they released a trailer. I saw a Homestuck Reanimated trailer. Yeah, it's something... I saw June Roxy art, my eyes exploded out of my head like a 30s cartoon. Yes, so, okay, hold on. Let me explain this one for a second. So this was for the 413 stream. This is June Meet Roxy, divorce. Cal is censored because we have someone who hasn't gotten to Cal yet, and I don't want to spoil it because, so I try to avoid showing that design on stream for now. I will be, I think, coming back to this and, like, making it not a sketch and, like, a finished chibi piece. Oh, that's Gore of my Blorbo ship? It's fine, they also kiss. But in this art, they are getting divorced. I didn't make separate, ship titles for June versus John on the ship wheel, So I just kind of decide when it shows up, because I didn't want to, like, double the chances of getting an Egbert ship compared to any other character. Maybe I should change it to just blank/Egbert in general, and then decide on the fly instead of having it set to... Or I'm sure lots of those have alternate names, so I could do more like Pepsi Cola style names. But you have my sincere promise that if we get June Roxy or John Roxy again, it will be Ernest ship art next time. As a child of divorce, there should be more positive depictions of divorce. I think that they handle it pretty well in Beyond Canon from what I've seen. It's Homestuck, so it's only so much. But, it seems like they get along pretty well and are, like, mutually raising their child. Roxygen and Stolen Air. Oh, because, Rogue Air. Oh, that's cute. I like that. I will be updating that. What I have a bunch of that I'm either going to end up finishing in my free time or finishing when it comes up on the wheel is I've been going a bit insane over, Brobot Jake specifically. Which, even when people draw Brobot Jake, it's almost always just marked as, like, Dirk Jake. So it's, like, it's actually surprisingly somewhat hard to find. So I had to start making it on my own. It's funny, because I also like Hal, not for, like, shipping, but just as a character in general. Where was it? I have... this one. Here's my opinion on Brobot. He's a freak. Correct. So, specifically, what I have is, two separate, somewhat Brobot-centered, entirely incompatible AUs. One of which relies on the concept of Brobot as a character being... because we don't get a lot on actually how that character functions internally or anything, right? Like, it's a dialogueless character. But I have a HAL-based AU... where instead of Aarqueus sprite, because, to be honest, Aarqueus sprite is my least favorite character. I think that it's a cop-out to, AR's, like, character arc. I kind of hate it. I love the panel of, like, Dave Petta and Aarqueus, but I don't like that character. God, Jake would be the type of guy to have a scraggle beard. I've also been trying to feel out how I want to draw him. I've drawn him with, where is it? The first time that I drew him... actually, wait. Taz, maybe look away for a second, because I might be going down here and seeing Cal. So, fair warning. Look away for a second, I'll tell you when you can look back. Oh, wait! Down here! This is also June Meet Roxy. Or wait, it might just be... no, this is June Meet Roxy. I forgot that I'd drawn them another time for stream and not finished it. So there's your June Meet Roxy. They're having, like, a boba date. There. I'll finish that at some point. I should move that to the top so I remember to finish it. By the way, that's how I have things organized, is like things that I think could be like polished and posted generally towards the top, and then things that are finished and like already posted are at the very bottom. So where is it? I was looking for... oh, what was I looking for? Fuck. My brain is made of jello. Oh, there it is. The first Dirk Jake thing that I drew, he's so baby-faced. Like, his face is so round. But also, it's trickster mode, and he's Caucasian, so none of this shit is my headcanon anyway. Alright, moving back up, and... Cal is gone. No spoiler for designs. Taz, if you were looking away, you can look back now. They're so pretty. Thank you. Right, I wanted to move that up to the top. Where was it? Again, not going that far back down. It's fine to look. There it is. Move that to the top. Beautiful. The first time that I drew him, he was very babyface. And then I've been, I guess, just drawing him older looking every time I draw him. And I got a calm to draw straight up, like, meat. What was it? Is it meat or candy? Hold on. No, candy timeline. Jake, which if you don't know, has a full, like, grandpa style mustache going on. My thing is, I always imagined post-story Jake would be the type of guy to have a soul patch. Quite possible. So I don't know. I'm still feeling out how I want to draw a lot of the characters. And I'm also, you may have seen while I was looking through this, I'm still feeling out how frequently I want to draw them with, like, the actual, like, skin tones that I think they look best with, as opposed to, like, with the, like, Homestuck white. Because I do have, like, preferred hair and skin tones for pretty much all of them that I think are cute. And I'm also still feeling out body types, so I don't know. We're gonna get some variation on all of that stuff. Oh fuck, I put the exclamation point at the wrong end. God, the commands. They never work appropriately. I need to add, I'll also put that in suggestions, Emma gaming chat channel, and then my sneeze. Oh, Kitty, you're still. Oh, cause you have, cause you're subbed, right? Thank you. I wasn't sure there was anybody seeing content right now. I was just sending messages in the Discord to remind myself to do things. I was doodling and heard the sneeze. Yeah. I tried to do it a little bit away from the mic so it wasn't like obnoxious or anything. But yeah, we are on, I believe, still an ad break. All right, now we get to the part where I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this. So I did a really funny thing for 413 actually. Do share. Also, if I was in the middle of talking about anything, feel free to remind me because I have lost track of my train of thought. The last conversation topic I remember that was unfinished was me talking about Project Soundpage, which I will get back into in a second here. But I am working on this text for a second. Which, by the way, it's also looking like I will be working on this drawing for the entirety of the stream. Because we have like an hour left. Or I might go until like 12 tonight, perchance. Just because I'm trying to get back into the swing of it. Instead of doing anything Homestuck related, I sat down and challenged myself to watch something I've personally judged poorly in the past, so I watched both seasons of Has Been Hotel. Ooh, that's a fun one, because they've got the, like, interrelated fandoms, and because Homestuck is sort of... Okay, I like this. I've seen season 1 of Has Been, a little bit of 2, and some of Hell of a Boss. Mostly with Has Been, I think that the music is great, but people are right about the swearing. Angel Dust is not handled well. And I feel like they kind of dropped the premise. Like, I was expecting more of like a business building story where they're like dealing with issues around the hotel and like the plots would be like, oh, let's do a branding thing. Let's put up posters. Let's plan an event. That kind of thing. As opposed to like the going right into like the Heaven War thing that they did. So my overall determination as someone who has viewed it is I'm not super big on it. I'm also not super big on Helava. I'm trying to remember why. I think I just fell off. I think I was annoyed that they were making Helava, because I was someone who watched the pilot and was before the shows started coming out and was waiting for Has Been Hotel, and I was annoyed that they started releasing episodes of a new semi-unrelated show while we'd still yet to get anything from Has Been Hotel, which I was very excited for at the time. Oh, they definitely abandoned the premise. Some with their other show, so it seems to be a pattern. Oh, right, that might be part of what it was too, is that they kind of didn't go crazy into the Hitman thing, right? Because they sort of were doing a lot of like relationship drama stuff with the owl guy. So yeah, I can definitely understand why people like both shows. I think that the characters are interesting, and I don't think that the creator is necessarily a bad person like a lot of people seem to think. I think that maybe she's a bit inflammatory and has a habit of being a bit like reactionary on social media, but from what I've seen, hasn't actually done anything like provably morally wrong, except for like be like a little bit aggressive sometimes. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with the creator, really. I don't think that there's anything like objectionable with the shows, to be entirely honest. I just wasn't personally big on them, but I do actually intend to at some point finish season 2 and maybe watch season 3, just because the songs are so good and the VAs are so good, dude. They got the guy from Beetlejuice. Like, they've got a bunch of like professional musical theater people. Oh, that's another thing. I was also upset when I found out they were recasting Angel Dust from the original pilot. But now that I have had a few years, I can kind of understand that it was a pilot and they just wanted someone who could do more singing stuff, I guess. Even though that VA has done, like, singing for fan projects of other things that he voice acts in, so I don't know. Helva became about the owl guy, and Hasbin became about badly written battles. Yeah, there's a big emphasis on like the overarching, like there was like the whole Heaven War thing, and like then I don't know. I wasn't expecting them to lean nearly so hard into overarching villains as they did. I was kind of expecting Alistair to be like the main build-up thing where you were trying to figure out what he was doing. Oh, I was also disappointed by the, sorry, no one has said anything about caring about spoilers for this. If anyone here does, I will, zip up immediately. But, specifically, what was I just about to say? Right, the reveal, like, people were very convinced, and had me very convinced, that, Alistair had a contract holder who was gonna be, like, someone big and important and powerful. And then, just because of the way it was built up, it seemed like it'd have to be someone stronger than he is. But I guess with the reveal of who it was, they were more trying to hint towards, like, oh, if you manage to contact someone in the human world as a demon, you can give them powers more powerful than necessarily what you have when they die, I guess? Like something about demon deals aren't based off of how powerful the actual demon you're making a deal with is, because it doesn't seem like she's crazy powerful in any way. And I was definitely expecting it to be one of the stronger characters that people were talking about maybe being more powerful than the people we'd seen. So I felt like that reveal kind of fell flat for me. Although I did like season 2 finale thing that they did. I said not to lay a finger on her. Like the specific wording of it. I thought that was clever and could have been like that scene specifically by itself was very nice. And honestly, character designs kind of slap. I'd maybe do some more with like, I definitely agree with people being like, some of them are a little weird for what time periods people are supposed to be from. But they're very cute. Very Tumblr, but very, very cute. And I don't think that the color scheme is an issue at all. I very much like the like heavy lean towards reds and yellows for Hell, and the very heavy lean towards blues and yellows for Heaven. I think it's clever, I think it's concise, I like it. As someone who really liked the pilot, I was very disappointed. I was hoping for a format similar to Digital Circus where we were focusing on each character's issues. Yeah, something more like that, where it's more of a focus on the actual hotel itself, as opposed to, like, what they did. Like, with the final show. But yeah, I'm trying to, hold on, let me go back up here. I'd be very interested to hear what your takeaway was, Random, because the show definitely has enough positive qualities that if you didn't have like the huge weight for the pilot necessarily or anything like that, I can see it being very enjoyable. If you have like less expectations for what specific genre you're hoping for. And again, the music goes hard. Character designs are amazing. I like Vox, that's all I can really say on the matter. Hold on, I'm trying to think of my Vox opinions. And Loot. Hold on. I liked him, I think, somewhat. I thought he was a good villain. But I feel like they treat Valentino as a character way too lightly, and Vox is part of that problem. Like, Vox by himself is just kind of like, oh, he's a bit of a creep, he's a good villain, he's somewhat charming, he's a TV head, which is a classic design. He has good songs. I love the, like, dynamic with him and Alistair. And, like, the radio versus TV thing is very clever, in my opinion, as well. But I feel like Valentino as a character is treated way too lightly, and Vox by association. I like Serpentius. Yes. No. Yes. 100%. Serpentius, good character design, charming character. I love that he, like, I love the direction that they went with his heart. arc. I love the introduction of the like scientist guy that they originally scrapped coming back as like one of his ex research partners. I thought he was amazing in the pilot. I loved the Egg Boys, and I thought it was amazing that they brought him back as a main character. What was I saying? Oh, right. I feel like Vox, through association of Valentino specifically, becomes a, because I feel like there's, like, there's pretty notable flaws with how they write Valentino. Not just treating him lightly. Not just, like, Vox is, like, what's the word? Like, apologetic or doesn't really care about what he does, but also just the way that they treat him as a, like, his stuff as, like, a punchline. I don't feel like they handle it well. And I feel like, by association, he makes every character around him, at times, feel more immersion-breaking. Penchus is adorable, but he seemed misused in a way. I would love to hear elaboration on this point. I'm trying to think. I thought the death thing was pretty, like, was a pretty solid plot point for him. Or, like, him being the first guy to be redeemed. But I can also see people feeling like that one was maybe a bit forced. I don't know. I like media analysis. I want to hear people's thoughts on this. Oh, also, there being so much emphasis on people trying to figure out how to kill angels and stuff as, like, one of the main plot points, and their, like, twist reveal with angel steel and stuff all was a bit, strange to me. Which is as part of that, like, the war being a weird direction for them to go with the plot. I guess it's all of the characters. I wish we saw him get closer to everyone, because I couldn't believe the tears when he died. That feels valid. Like, people's reaction to it. Which, again, would have been solved if it was leaning more towards a slice of life plot. Or, like, slightly more episodic. Not full episodic, but, like, a little bit more episodic in nature. With, smaller plots. Honestly, I could see the war thing being a good plot point if they hadn't rushed into it as quickly as they did with, like, right off the bat. I even thought that the opening of episode 1... getting given the, like, cut down time limit on how long they had for the hotel was a good, like, was a strong start to it, but then they do, like, the time skippy stuff to go, like, straight towards the end-ish. Alright, what was I... Okay, so, Project Soundpage, the Homestuck project. I thought it was a music thing. It's not. It's not a pilot reanimated thing. They're making their own separately written, separately animated, Homestuck animated show, is apparently what Project Soundpage is. And they're doing a stream either right now or they were doing it earlier today, like for fundraising for the animation. Which I'm very excited for, because from the trailer, it looked very cool, and I thought that at the very least it looked like they were, just from the expressions they were putting on Dave, it looked like they were doing him possibly a little bit better. And since it's an entirely separate plot, it basically means that if both of those projects go forward, both Project Soundpage and the official animated show, both of which would be licensed, like, animated adaptations, one of, like, fandom quality and one of, like, official studio quality, then there would be 2 whole opportunities for the animated show to go well. Trying to remember, there was other news for that someone released for 413 as well for another one of the like fan licensed projects, another one of the FRAF projects. Project Strife, the like free to download beat 'em up like fighting game. It introduced, I think, 1 new character and like 2 new backgrounds you could fight in, something like that. It's the Beta Kids and Carcat are fully playable and have like alternate colors and stuff. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's free on both itch and Steam. And then Genesis Project, the licensed recreation of Spurb, I think had a small update as well for 413. So it was really cool to see all of the like stuff that was coming out for that. But no, I actually really like the idea of watching stuff that you haven't seen before with like big controversial fandoms. I'm trying to. I know Hetalia is one that gets lumped in with Homestuck in particular a lot. The like Country Balls of anime, basically, except it was made like before Country Balls was a concept. Random question: have you ever seen the Gargoyles cartoon? I have seen of it, but not watched it. Like, I recognize the name, but I don't remember what any of the characters or plot looks like off the top of my head. Was it a superhero thing? Or like something like that? Crime fighting? I love Italia? Really? I have not seen it, mostly because I'm avoiding it for a similar. Hold on, how do I put this? There's a few things that I am convinced if I were to interact with, I would become heavily interested in a way that I don't want to happen, so I intentionally avoid them because I'm under the impression that there's like objectionable content with the creators or what's in them. But I also think that I would find them interesting in a way that would get me heavily like invested in them. And I don't want to be heavily invested in that particular fandom. Like, I try to avoid real person fandoms whenever possible, just because of the way that I interact with fandom. I wouldn't be super comfortable, like, being heavily invested in real people. And Ed's World is, like, just towing the line with that for me. Where, like, as long as I don't personally engage in ship art, they're, like, mostly fictional characters. And they're separated enough from the original guys that I don't mind, like, just drawing fan art in general of them. And Italia is another one of those ones where it's just towing the line into, like, what topics it addresses. Me and my sister used to have a fan comic where we made micronations in high school. Ooh. Oh, like the Hamilton fandom. Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, celebrities and stuff. I really don't want to get invested in, like, celebrities or YouTubers to the, like, parasocial level that I will get invested in fictional characters. Because I think I would be viscerally uncomfortable with my own interest in it. And same with Italia. I'm under the impression it has, like, dark humor in a way that is questionable as to the way that it addresses, like, real-world events. Even if it is also, like, clever and at times funny. or like frequently funny. I'm pretty sure it's a like large portion comedy, and also has its own fantasy plot thing with like, oh, the countries have to do what leaders tell them or whatever because they're personified. I don't know. I haven't watched it for my own good. But yeah, the Hamilton fandom wasn't it for me, but kind of, yeah, similar to that. It's kind of like, I don't know, like gambling or alcohol, that kind of thing, where I have or at least it is to me, where I have a family history of issues with those things, so I am choosing not to engage with them, even though I know a lot of people have fun with them and they're not, like, inherently bad. Oh, what's the other one that I've been avoiding for an entirely different reason? That one anime one about what's the word? The K-pop stars who are in space and they die. Space Idol? I don't know. That one I've just been avoiding because I'm under the impression that a lot of the characters are like clones or die or get murdered or whatever, and there's like maybe a bit of a killing game flavor to it. And I've been avoiding it because I feel like it would make me sad and I'd be bummed out to like the characters because bad things happen to them. And then I'd need to like go through a period where I was consuming like a lot of like alternate happy timeline fluff or whatever with them, which did actually happen to me a bit with Homestuck, where I needed a bit of a recovery period with how some of the characters ended, where I was reading fanfics where good things happened to them. I am perhaps, I think, a little bit too, I get too invested into stuff. Getting super attached to celebs/YouTubers always seemed unhealthy to me. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think that a lot of people know how to be normal in those situations. I just don't think that the way that I interact with media would be very compatible with that in a way that I agree with. I can't watch anything that's super depressing. Shows need to have some hope in them. Yeah. Like, I was big into Danganronpa for a while, which may come back for fan art streams when 2x2 releases, by the way. Because I never finished V3, even though I know all of the like killings and stuff that happen in it and who the mastermind is. I haven't actually like watched or played a full playthrough of that one. And with 2x2 coming out soon, that may be resurfacing. That's why I can't watch stuff like Walking Dead. Valid. I kind of love zombies. I'm gonna be honest. Zombie apocalypse, very cool to me. I don't know. I was reading this one book series, The Passage, which is very well written. Like prose-wise, it has like semi-dense, very like, in capturing, what's the word I'm looking for? No. Interesting. It gets your attention. It keeps your attention. Oh my god, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not gonna come to me. But the prose is very well written, and I liked the characters. But I was reading it initially for an assignment in a class, like it was the assigned reading. And the teacher was very Christian, and the book was very Christian. And not even necessarily in a bad way, just in like the way that the characters interact with the world, very heavily relates to like themes of Christianity, and like there's some overlap between the characters, and like they talk about their feelings about religion a lot, and the virus is semi-religion-y in vibe. And I thought it was interesting, and I was picking up on it the whole time I was reading it, and then I got to the back of the book, and there was a like an interview, like a Q&A with the author, where he was talking about how he had a near-death experience that he like it was like a car crash or something. Like he and his family survived unharmed, and he considered it a miracle, and he went big into Christianity after that. Which I thought was very interesting because that definitely translated. And there was even a scene in the book that was very similar to that, where like a character, I think, was about to die, or like a zombie was shot mysteriously, and they couldn't figure out how it had happened, and they were like, maybe this gun somehow misfired or something at just the right time. But it was sort of framed as like a mysterious, like maybe there was a ghost protecting this area or something, and it was very spiritual. And I liked it. I thought it was pretty like I'm not personally Christian, but I thought it was a pretty like the way that they were handling the subject matter, I thought was like moderately fun. And then I talked to my teacher about it, and I was like, yeah, I really like this book. I thought it was very interesting that like about all the spiritual themes. And she was like, the what? Which I thought was kind of nuts. she was like, oh, I didn't notice that. And I was like, you didn't... You what? You huh? I don't know if it was just like that she was more used to seeing like people talk about their religion in their day-to-day life than I am, or what. But it was very much on that train as like one of the themes of the story. And then I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "The what?" Oh, I didn't notice that. I was like, "Yeah, no, it says it in the interview at the back of the book even." And she was like, "Wow, that's so interesting. Congrats on picking up on something your teacher couldn't, media literacy." Yeah. I don't know. I have that experience on occasion. I'm trying to remember. There was another thing that I picked up on in a book at some point. What was it? Ooh, Wicked. I don't know. Has anyone here watched and or read Wicked? Because as I've said, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm a bit of an Oz head. The interest has only had one round, and it hasn't like come back yet. So I haven't made my way through the entire book series. But I've watched like the stage play and the films plural of Wicked. I've read some of the original book series, and I'm big on like the original film and like certain songs from other musical adaptations. Been meaning to see the movie/play. For those of you who don't know, let me fun fact about Wizard of Oz. Oh, what should I do for his shirt? I think I'm gonna go a little crazy. That's right. The shirt is entirely red. But the first non-book adaptation of Wizard of Oz was a musical, which went through several versions, and we still have like the note, like the musical notes, or like the note sheets, whatever you call them, for a lot of the songs, and like recordings of some of them. And the original books and the very original musical are both like the very first one that came out, I believe, before they'd even made a second book or anything yet. Or the Frank L. Baum, who was very much still alive and at the time. The original Wizard of Oz musical and like a good portion of the books are all public domain. Which means that you, if you wanted, you specifically, could put them in any piece of media and license it. As long as you are careful not to like use elements that heavily call back to other pieces of media that are licensed versions of the character. But what was it? Oh, right. I went to a I was very much interested in like the Wicked book series, and the first. Oh, what is that? Oh, Mim, thank you for the subscription. For 3 months. Meowsers. Gee willikers. Thank you. What are you gonna do with all those months? Oh, I haven't streamed in a while and my voice is going a bit from this. Oh, what is the problem here? Oh, it's this area right there that's not blocked in. But I went to a local, like, book group to, like, discuss the book. And there was a particular element that while I was reading, I thought was very interesting, where, as you know, as you probably know, as someone who's probably interacted with, or at least seen, some sort of pop culture-y thing referencing The Wizard of Oz, in the original, like, context of the story, the Tin Man wants a heart because he feels like he doesn't have, like, the ability to empathize with people. The, Scarecrow wants a brain because he feels like he, lacks, like, understanding of the world around him and wants to be able to, like, philosophize and have, like, deep thoughts about the world and be wise. The Lion, wants, what was it, just bravery in general? And the thing with those characters is that they then all find out that they already had what they needed, throughout the course of their story. Like, the Lion is scared, yes, but that doesn't mean that he's not brave because he faces his fear, which is actually the definition of bravery, and he's just, like, not necessarily comprehending that he is, in fact, being brave by facing his fears. And the fact that the Tin Man wants a heart implies that he wants to empathize, and to want to empathize is kind of a fundamentally empathetic act. And he also, like, demonstrates care for a lot of creatures along the adventure, at least in the book version. And then the Scarecrow, I'm trying to remember. He does something or other that implies he's already intelligent. I like the message of the story. It was very sweet. So Wicked sort of turned that on its head within the span of the original book, just the first book. And this theme isn't really super present in the stage play / film, which the Wicked play and the Wicked film are very similar to each other, but both very different from the book. Within the context of the book, it's very heavily implied that Elphaba has the same thing going on, where she's born green. She is not necessarily intentionally written to be autistic specifically, but reads as neurodivergent in that she has trouble expressing her emotions, is a very, like, flat-toned character, and seemingly also has very strong, like, very, like, firm moral beliefs, and gets frustrated at other people when they do not, like, necessarily understand said moral beliefs, and is sort of in her own little world. And what she says explicitly at one point someone asks her within the book, it's been a while since I read it, so I don't remember the exact quote, but, I think it's her sister asks her, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? And what she says is that she wishes she had a soul. So I thought that that was a very neat, tie-in to the, characters, because she was born physically different, she's treated somewhat like an outcast, and her father also, like, I believe does a lot of, like, praying to try and, like, oh god, what were the exact details? Her father does a lot of praying about her because, again, this character also has some religious stuff going on. I heard the book was a lot darker. True. It's also better written, and it makes more sense that it's set in Oz because it leans more on Oz things. the writer of the book did not have any involvement with the writing of the stage play, which he made the decision to do because he knew that he would like be argumentative about it, and would probably not be happy with it and didn't want to like micromanage the play. And as a result, voice crack. Oh my god, what? What? Anyway, and as a result of that, it is sort of just a different piece of media. And doesn't handle the, in my opinion, handles a lot of the stuff less well than the book, which also has its own flaws. I love Wicked. It got some issues, but I'm also a hater. If you haven't picked up on it from this stream, I love media analysis and I love being a hater to all of my favorite things. But yeah, it's sort of implied that she's got a similar thing going on where because of the way that she's sort of treated as a mistake or as a sort of like, oh, that's what it was. Her father thinks that she's some sort of religious punishment for like a failure of his right before she was born, basically, because he's like a priest. And she very much internalizes that and internalizes the way that people treat her. And basically comes to the conclusion that she doesn't have a soul. And the irony in that is that she dedicates pretty much her entire life, up until like her mental breakdown and then tragic death at the very end, to trying to help people and improve the world and like, make good on what she does wrong and make good on like helping the lives of other people. So I thought it was very fun because basically what the creator did was, the lion wants bravery, the Tin Man wants a heart, the Scarecrow wants intelligence and or wisdom, and what Elphaba wants is a soul, which she even goes on about a bit, I think, towards the very end of the book. And the thing about that is that she already has one, because of course she does. She expresses emotions, she expresses empathy, she connects to other people. Like, of course she has a soul. She's just a person. But she never gets to have that realization that what she wants is something that she's had the whole time. The gift of empathy, the gift of, in her words, a soul. Which is, to me, deeply sad that her arc doesn't get that conclusion that the other characters do within, like, the original context of the like, films, or, like, the books. But even then, those characters also are doing entirely different things in future books in that setting. I'm going to close this window because I hear people talking outside and I don't want people to have to hear me being loud. There we go. I wonder if that was intentionally TISM-coded, given that religious leaders have accused neurodivergent kids of having no soul. Possibly. That's part of why she very much reads that way. I'm trying to remember. This is something I can double check, but the book is... The book is from 1995, first of all, and also has themes between Elphaba and Glinda that, if you read between the lines, somewhat implies that they possibly had a romantic relationship in scenes off-screen, and I believe the creator has even said that, like, what they did off-screen was their own personal moments that were, like, not for viewing eyes, I think, was something along those lines, which very much implies that it was a thing that the writer could see, or at the very least did see once people had pointed it out to some extent. But it's not directly within the book. But I see a lot with, like, characters that are very autism coded, especially older media, that the creator will be all like, oh, that's not really what I was going for, and they just sometimes don't necessarily realize at the time, or don't realize about themselves that that's kind of what they're writing. Like, they've just seen that kind of person or are writing that kind of person, and through coincidence happen to write someone whose, like, emotional experience lines up closely with that style of experience. It also happens a lot with, of course, robot characters, which I tend to latch onto a lot of robot characters. Even though it's sort of that particular trope of comparing autistic people to robots, of course, has its own issues. But I've definitely latched onto a few for being identifiable in that specific way. And it's always a pleasant surprise to me when I'm looking at creator interviews and then they say, oh yes, this was an intentional thing that I did. Like Data from Star Trek. Literally, Data from Star Trek and Zane from Lego Ninjago. The other one that I can think of, this is going to be a lot of children's media, hold on, that I'm going to be losing for a second. The one that I was pleasantly surprised by off the top of my head was one of the, it was Donatello, the Ninja Turtle, from the adaptation Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I was looking at that, and he was like an inventory guy, and he was somewhat low empathy, sometimes got frustrated with his brothers for, like, not understanding their emotional reactions to stuff, and was, again, kind of in his own world compared to them. And then the creator interviews were like, oh yeah, that's what we were doing. And it was a very pleasant surprise. He's a fave in the neurodivergent community from what I've seen. I say like I'm not neurodivergent. Yeah, I believe that character was intentionally written in such a way, and he's amazing. He's written very well. Or what was the other fun one that I could... Abed from Community was not intentionally written as a neurodivergent character, but the writer was later diagnosed as neurodivergent. So that's one of those examples, again, where in initial interviews, the creator would be all like, oh, that's not what I was going for. But they were trying to recreate a style of person, specifically a style of nerd, that they didn't necessarily register was a result of neurodivergence, but that is inadvertently what they wrote. In Abed's case, they were writing off of their own experience, and going into the first one of these that's a fandom I haven't interacted with, to contrast that, in Big Bang Theory, that character, Sheldon, also the creators have said was not written with the intention of being neurodivergent, except those creators have also explicitly said that he's not neurodivergent, or like not autistic specifically, multiple times, both in interviews and in the show. Despite the fact that that's painfully, obviously, undeniably what they wrote. We're going to bed now. Have a fun rest of your stream. Okay, good night. Or wait, who are you? Wait. Wait a minute. Good night, Cryptic Bonanza. Sorry, I assumed that was Taz because of the Wii. Welcome in and good night. Thank you for stopping in. I draw Homestuck semi-regularly if you're still here. Every Thursday usually, sometimes more than that. How cryptic. What? Is that someone who's shown up somewhere else? Wait. I don't know if they're still here. Cause that was a goodbyes chat. I don't know. Did anyone know what was happening there? I don't know. Anyway. Hopefully they had fun. Maybe we'll see them again. What was I saying? Sorry, I'm distracted now. Oh, right. I believe so. They might have been here during the Jackbox stream. They came in with buddies. Really? That's marked as a first-time chat. Maybe like their username was in on the Jackbox stuff. Perchance. I kind of thought that I kind of assumed that I had, like, scared that whole group off by, being a little bit overly paranoid about a large group of people and being worried about them being, like, stream raiders, which they clearly were not, and were, like, very nice and pleasant the whole time. But with the way that they left, I was a little worried I'd been too pushy. So if it was one of them, then I'm glad to see that I was not, I was in fact the appropriate amount of, like, welcoming to them. Which I think is one of the things that I struggle with on stream, is trying to be a balance of, like, keeping an eye out for weird stuff while also being, like, relatively open whenever new people pop in. I feel like I've maybe been a little bit too careful with that a few times. I don't know. It's something I'll work on. Nah, they seemed understanding. I assumed they left because their buddies had to go or it was their bedtime. Possibly. I may have a little bit of social anxiety. But no, I think that the way that the Big Bang Theory people have talked about their very clearly neurodivergent character in interviews is, quite frankly, a little bit tasteless. Whereas, let me see if I can find Wicked. Which I also don't think that, at the very least in the film adaptation with the way that she's played, she reads nearly as neurodivergent in any way. I feel like a lot of the key things that make her read in such a way are not present in the musical. It's crazy to me that I can remember off the top of my head Rise of, Zane, and Big Bang Theories are author interviews, which I'm a big fan of author interviews, by the way. Oh yeah, it is late. I should go to bed too. Okay, good night, Daz. I will probably be closing up shop relatively soon. Just remember that no one thinks about your actions nearly as much as you two. We're all programmed to focus on ourselves. Yeah. That is true. But also there's, like, at least within the past few months, I feel like there's been an extra layer to that anxiety when on stream a bit. Just specifically where I'm a bit worried about, like, how do I put this? You know, if I'm, it's sort of a different thing if you're, like, acting as the head of the conversation and you do something awry, and it's sort of more important to make sure that you self-correct in the moment and recognize it. If you're in, like, a managerial situation in a social sense, you know what I mean? Like, as a moderator, I guess. It's kind of important to me to be, like, welcoming. When my anxiety starts kicking my butt, I start questioning people can hear my breathing, which objectively is crazy. Yeah, no, I get that one. Breathing or, like, drinking stuff in public. Specifically when I have headphones on, which I think is sourced from just a few times that I've, like, been not thinking about it and been breathing a bit heavily in my own home. And someone was like, hey, you're breathing a bit heavily. Which is, like, nothing. And, like, drinking in a semi-quiet, like, study room is also nothing. They can handle, like, 1 to 3 glugs. It's not gonna kill anyone. But just because I can't hear it, you know what I mean? I also lean away from my mic when, like, swallowing and stuff. Or, like, clearing my throat. So I definitely feel you on that one. Which I will continue to do, even if it's a little bit crazy. Just because I know that this mic is, like, very retrofitted towards ASMR and very much picks up on mouth noises. But no, I'm kind of lucky in that my anxiety doesn't tend to go too crazy because I'm, like, aware that it's what's happening in the moment, and I can be all like, oh, even if your instinct is this, give yourself, like, a slightly more grace, and you're probably overcorrecting a little bit, which may even be a little bit of a good thing? I don't know. I feel like crazy pull, but Virgil from Sanders Sides helped me with that a little bit. The character who's in, like, the Inside Out style set of emotions from that series, like the YouTube series, and he, like, represents anxiety, and he starts off as a villain, but then in future episodes, it's like, oh no, anxiety can be helpful as long as you know how to manage it and, like, gently tell it when it's not in its place, but also accept that it's, like, part of your internal warning system and can be useful to prevent you from doing something absolutely crazy or, like, putting yourself in actual physical danger. That's all different parts of, like, fear, and fear can be helpful as long as you know how to talk it down when it's overreacting. It's just trying to keep you safe. Same with headphones, that's why I have one ear uncovered. Yep, 100%. I love listening to things with noise canceling though, and noise canceling is not nearly as effective with one ear, so it's like the eternal struggle. I know there was some sort of creator interview online somewhere. I think I said this a little bit before, but I'm kind of nuts for dissecting actual authorial intent behind themes, especially as opposed to what comes through in the media and what people interpret and how those things contrast. Which is, honestly, I should make a thing of going through the Homestuck creator interviews because I barely read any of them except for to get some trivia that never comes up in the actual source comic. But I just think that as someone who likes creating media and interacting with fandom, I think it's very interesting. Ooh, there's another one like that's actually Has Been Hotel, which is that the creator of Has Been Hotel has explicitly said that she intended, and I don't think she's talked about this recently, and she said it on stream, which is one of the ways that fandom in particular is interesting, because a lot of the things that were said on stream are, like, semi-important lore things that may still be true, that a lot of the deeper in, like, iceberg layers of the fandom will know about and interact with, that you would not get from just watching the show. But, like, they did a bunch of art live streams that had lore in them, some of which isn't canon and some of which is still, like, clearly canon and comes up later, and some of which is still canon in that it's slightly hinted at. And one of those is that Alistair is meant to be Arrow Ace, canonically, which sort of kind of comes through in the newer episodes, I think, but was not necessarily clear from just the pilot, and then he became, like, a Tumblr sexy man. And I think a lot of people, even now, because it's never really directly addressed, not even, like, in the show or anything, don't know. A lot of people, I think, choose to ignore it for, like, AU reasons, which I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with. I know that I don't know if this is a thing other people do at all. I will have characters that I sometimes feel like are Arrow Ace and sometimes like Demi in certain fics and, like, maybe even in the canon, and sometimes want to ship with characters. But there was also, like, a bit of fandom backlash to that being revealed for people who did find out and did see it, which is insane to me because we do need Arrow Ace representation, and where better to get it than a show as, like, internet-y as Has-Been is. And there's a lot of people who still don't know it because I think the creator kind of backed off a bit on it, and because of the way that people reacted to it, or the way that people had reacted to the character, and she didn't want to spoil anyone's fun, which is incredibly interesting because when you keep in mind that he's being written as an Arrow Ace character, his plots are very interesting. Specifically with the way that he interacts with Vox, it becomes much more like, oh, Vox is a scorned, pushy person who was trying to be romantic with him. And part of Alistair's rejection of that is that he is an Arrow Ace character who is not interested in any such thing. And I think it adds a slight layer to that particular plot and that particular character dynamic that isn't really directly addressed with the way that they interact. The lady who owns his soul says he's Ace as a joke in season 1, but he didn't get it. True. Oh, the Ace in the hole line? Yeah. I completely forgot about that. No, you're right. My bad. I don't know. I could go on and on for hours and hours about all of the controversies and flaws and things that are wrong with things that I fully like and enjoy and think that people are, fully morally in the cool to enjoy. I'm a what now? Honestly, one of the few jokes that genuinely made me laugh. No, the cannibal character is, fun. I just maintain that her being the, contract owner was not the way that did not necessarily make sense, or was not necessarily the most interesting thing to make sense to go in that direction with that character as he had been established so far. Her song in the second season is crazy though, again, because all of the songs are great. I don't know. I'm gonna... I swear to God there's an interview somewhere about this author's thoughts on Elphaba as a neurodivergent character, and I can't find it. But he does say that the romantic stuff between her and Glinda was semi-intentional, kind of, but he wants to leave it open to interpretation, and that he didn't really feel like it was the viewer's business. Everyone thought it would be Lilith, since that made more sense with him missing at the same time she left. Yeah, and then with the pilot, people thought it would maybe be also, before he showed up on screen, Lucifer, or that character that is from just the live interviews that hasn't shown up in the show at all, really. Like the one that's from the original comic that they're based off of. As much as I like Lucifer, I hated how he was handled. I loved Lucifer as a character, but I have a specific bone to pick with this character that is not in any way related to any of the things I've been talking about with, issues I have with the writing or anything with this show, which is, I have a character, her name is Alexandra Sungold. She's an angel/devil themed character. She's one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and she has, an angel form that I haven't drawn or anything. And one of her main things, one of the quirks that I gave her, is that she is obsessed with rubber ducks as imagery and as a collector's thing and stuff. And I made her, before that character was revealed on Has-Been. Not before the pilot came out. I made her after the pilot came out, but before he was, his personality was revealed and the rubber duck thing was revealed. And because of that specific like character quirk, I am super like paranoid that at some point I'm gonna get either like jokingly like, oh, I see where you got this, or like actually genuinely like someone's gonna try and start beef over it. What the fuck? Not the time they might be giants. Silence. Jump scared me. Apparently the rubber duck thing was a joke from the creator's friend and they just decided to make it canon. That sounds cute. That's cute. No, I like that. But I feel like I've done similar stuff with some of my characters. But just because specifically she's also like heaven/hell themed too, and she's got a red and yellow color scheme going on and all that, I'm worried that at some point it's going to be a thing where I'm gonna have to pull up my like toy house logs and like send a screenshot to it, like to somebody who's trying to start something over it, of like, no, look, I have art of her that's posted publicly from before then. Because I was pretty proud of that like character trait. I was trying to give her something that would work as a collector's item, but was like I was trying to give her specifically like some sort of like souvenir obsession or like little object obsession. And I was like, I feel like tiny foods or like tiny like dollhouse stuff would be a little too hard to depict and a little too specific. And I feel like I couldn't do a specific branded character, like a Sanrio character or something, just because I kind of maybe want to one day make a comic or like a show or something. I don't know. Or like a series of animatics maybe, who knows, with that character, and giving her an obsession with like Mickey Mouse collectibles or something would be a little less doable. And I was thinking about like stamps or bottle caps, but those don't have like faces, and I think they're a little too normal, and you can't really like have a character who has wallpaper covered in stamps in the same way that you could have a character who has a wallpaper covered in like, or like walls covered in rubber ducks, I feel. So I was kind of proud of that like character thing. And I still am, but that's my Lucifer beef. Anyway, I love that character. I think he's fun. Similar reason that Husk looks the way he does, he was their siblings OC. Very cool. Are Vivzi's pronouns they, them? And I didn't know this. Oops. Sorry, I was stressing for a second there. I was like, wait, have I been? No, it's fine. I said they just cause I think she's she, her. Yeah, I double checked just in case. No, that's totally understandable. Sometimes I do find out that a creator I have followed at some point has changed pronouns and I didn't know. So just double checking. Random fun fact, Ragatha's VA is non-binary. Very cool. I did not know this. Neat. Do I want to try figuring out this dialogue on screen? Yeah, why not? Oh, that's not marked as a text player anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to delete that and make another one. Your music is a little loud compared to your voice now? Huh. I didn't adjust the volume. Also, hi. Alright, turned it down a bit. That may just be a from soundtrack to soundtrack thing, perchance. Because I haven't fiddled with that at all. But I don't know. I turned it down a bit. Just making a whole word vomit of dialogue to put in this in this thought bubble. And then compare text sizes. Okay, a bit smaller. I'm not changing the size right now, am I? Wait, no, okay, there we go. Alright, those look close enough. Alright, I normally like to bold this font for legibility, and then it needs to be red. And that expression is just not doing it. I'll rework that later. Not transmitting the appropriate emotion. That one's perfect though, I think. No, wait, don't rasterize. Please. I'm gonna be pissed if I get a cold right after my other issue, which I guess could happen since I'm taking something that kind of weakens my immune system a bit to treat it. But I would still be pissed. I would have a car cat moment. I would crash out for sure. Bless you. Thank you. And then if I put it back here like that, it implies that it sort of keeps going. And let me set the back end as gray so I can make sure that I've got him colored in. I feel like his glasses are too high up now that I'm looking at the facial. I feel like I always draw things of approximately the proportions that I want and then have to like move the head down a little bit and make it a little bit smaller and like fiddle with the placement of the eyes and stuff just a tad. Which digital art has definitely been an enabler for. Just getting over my cold. Hope you don't catch one. It sucked. Oh my god. I'm glad you're feeling better though. Unselect the blush because it's semi-transparent and that'll make things weird. Especially with like that neck placement thing that I've been doing, where I'll draw the heads and then realize that the neck is like a little too long and the head is a little too far to the left compared to what I want. And then I have to like select the whole thing and move it down just a bit. With only the sunglasses, he's kind of giving Johnny Bravo. Real. He would, my glasses, I can't be seen without my glasses. I don't know if you've seen that clip of like, it's him and Velma. It's like a crossover ad. And Velma goes, my glasses, I can't see without my glasses. Because she bumps into Johnny Bravo. And Johnny Bravo goes, my glasses, I can't be seen without my glasses. He would do that 100%. That's like a him and John moment for sure. I love that clip. Jinkies, I'm blind. Everything's gone dark when she got his sunglasses. Yes, iconic. Okay, that looks a little bit closer to what I wanted to communicate with the expression. Sometimes the only way to figure out exactly what you want to draw is to draw it just a little bit wrong. And then, like, adjust it from there. The creative process. Have you seen the ship art of Johnny Bravo and Velma? I don't believe I have. Yeah, no, it is kind of cute. It doesn't look like there's tons of art necessarily. It seems to be somewhat intermixed with just like pictures from that collab and like art that's not explicitly ship. But there's a good bit of ship art in here. Oh, there we go. All right. Nah, that's cute. Okay. Okay, I think there's too many periods in this. Dave is a diagnosable non-period user. Okay, I think that is an acceptable, insane amount of text to be going on in the internal monologue. The internal monologuing of a Strider. Yeah, no. I basically just, at this point, I kind of pivoted for a second there to just, like, writing, like, fic in there. Just for a second. Call him the overthinker. Way he be overthinking about shit no one cares about. What is bro doing? No one cares but you. The swirl inherited from Roxy is so perfect. I am obsessed with the Strylon swirl. I haven't drawn Rose super frequently yet. I love getting distracted and showing people art that I've already shown on stream. Where is it? Oh, it's gonna be at the bottom, isn't it? Okay, people who don't know what Cal looks like, look away. Just to be safe. Oh. Okay, there it is. I am obsessed with the swirl. I figured out where I want to put it on Rose as well. I also gave her a little, like, cowlick in the shape of the, like, sun aspect symbol. I don't know. Call me a Strylon lover, way that I give every character the Strylon swirl. Call me a Strylon lover, way that I lost my mind when they introduced a character in Beyond Canon who had it and noticed and immediately clocked it. Honestly, I'm a bit sad I can't remember, like, the first piece of art where I saw someone giving him the swirl somewhere. But I've seen it on a few, like, in a few different places with, like, a bunch of different ways of drawing his hair. And I go nuts for it every time. It's just, like, such a cute way of adding just a little bit to his character design. That and doing, like... I also love doing, like, unfathomable things to, like, meet Roxy's hair. I wonder what the equivalent is for the Harleyberts? Let me think on this. Hold on. Let me ponder. Possibly... Honestly... giving them this specific mustache shape. Because people draw John and Jane and Jake all with it. I don't think I haven't seen very much FTM or Mask Jade in general. So I don't know if people have drawn Jade with it. But almost every other character I will frequently see, why is my model not moving? And we're back. Am I just talking too low? What's happening? I'm still audible, right? Is there an issue with my mic? What is this shit? Hello? People are still talking to me. Fucking PNG Tuber Plus, man. But that's just off the top of my head. There's also the teeth thing, of course. Like, every character, except for some reason, Dad Egbert, who also, by the way, that character fucks with the alpha/beta timeline shit on so many levels, dude. Like, why doesn't he have a mouth? And if he should have a mouth, and he should have the Harleybert teeth. Controversial opinion. This could be him. I guess maybe whoever his dad is in the beta timeline didn't have any teeth. And so he just got no mouth. Up, 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 up. Test, test, test. Okay, mic looks... And it's gone again. What is happening? Why will it be moving for 3 seconds and then stop again? Dadbird exists as a universal constant, I suppose. True. It's still, like, the plot hole that actually gets to me in Homestuck. Just because, almost everything else fits together pretty seamlessly. And they never directly address what's going on there. He's just an enigma, also true. Please open with the right model. Please, please, please. Please don't open with my basic model. I'm begging you. Alright, that's the right model. It's moving appropriately. Let me make it the right size. Beautiful. Hopefully it won't do that again. Please, 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 please. Alright, let's move the text to a layer at the bottom. That can be combined with the sketch color, which I colored because I'm insane. I don't know why I did that. And then you will go into the sketching layer. I should keep that car cat for now because I'm going to need it for accurate color grabbing later. If you start streaming all the time with just the blank paper background, you can avoid technical difficulties with the model. #genius. True. I could just set up just a sticky note with my model on it and it just doesn't move and the mouth is just or I guess I could use a WebM GIF instead of using a VTuber model so it wouldn't detect mouth movement, but it would still wiggle. It just wouldn't move its mouth at all. Ooh, or if I make a version of the model that isn't... Oh, by the way, since you can't really tell when it's on the paper background because it's just designed to go on the paper background. As this model exists currently, the way that I have it, the paper is part of the backdrop of the set and not part of the model, which is why it doesn't disappear. But part of a result of that is that the only way to make the paper visible from behind my model is that my model is transparent. So the model doesn't work without the paper, but the paper does work without the model. But if I make the model non-transparent at some point, then I could put a backup model that doesn't have mouth movement, a smaller silly one behind it. Perchance. PNG tuber with 1 PNG. I fear that would not necessarily solve the issue. Because I would still need to be running it on a PNG program. But it's fine. Someday I'm gonna convert to VideoTube, and it will be a perfect program, and all of my problems with PNG Tuber Plus will be solved magically. I say, jinxing nothing. That's the sound of my family getting back. Oop. I can hear them. They're in my walls. They may not be aware that I'm still live tonight. That's probably fine. I could just clean up the... No, I don't like some of this line art. Evil mode time. He's in the walls, he's in the walls, he's in the goddamn walls. What I'm mostly referring to when I say that is specifically, that one post that's hey, I've been having a bad mental health day. Hold on, can I find it? It's like two Tumblr posts right next to each other. And one of them is like, it's like something of the general vibe of like, take a deep breath, everything's going to be okay, you're all right. And then the other one is just, I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls. I freaking know that. Kanaya versus Vriska? Did someone make... Are you just saying it fits the vibe of the characters? It does. The one having a bad mental health day is Tavros. That's perfect. The only semi-canon auspicism crush established within the... It's that, and then also, what? Rose... Oh, Rose doesn't even have a crush, though. She's just being weird. It's Rose Terezi Gamzee, which she does nothing about because auspicism is the neglected child of the quadrants. My beloved underutilized dynamic. Why is there no auspicism in Homestuck? Rose just likes getting up in these alien shenanigans for the love of the game. She's trying to use it in a way where she doesn't... I don't know. I think it's interesting that in that current state she thinks that it would work at all. Because she doesn't seem to have auspicism-inclined feelings for either of those characters. It seems like you kind of need to have somewhat Morail-leaning tendencies towards both people. Maybe with a little bit of pitch going on, because in with Kanaya, when it's Tavros and Vriska, it seems very much like there's a little bit of pitch and frustration going on with Vriska for being the instigator, and then mostly Morail feelings on the point of like the top point of the Morail ship. And quite frankly, while Rose tends to be level-headed in the way that Kanaya is and similar in temperament, she doesn't really seem to display the same, like... And, like, also somewhat good at, like, reading people socially in the way that Kanaya is. She doesn't seem to express the same, like, carefulness or, like, conflict resolution care that Kanaya does. I don't know. I don't think it ever would have worked the way that she thought it would, especially because Gamzee was not even attempting to do an actual Morail Allegiance or Kiss Mises at that point with either of those people. Can you imagine how Homestuck would have been different if, in addition to getting an established Morail Allegiance when we open up on the trolls, and then, like, multiple, like, established Flush and Kiss Mises and Morails throughout the plot, can you imagine if we'd opened up with a set of auspices in the main cast somewhere? As one of the, like, starting relationships? I'm just saying, man, there's something there. Oh, in other news, I turned my Twitch VODs back on. I don't know at what point they were turned off, or exactly how long they were turned off. But they're back on now. So you can, again, like, if you have any care for the concept of a stream streak, it is again possible to renew said streak if you miss a video just by, like, watching a little bit of the VOD. Oh, neat. Apparently I had lost my streak. I don't know what the time range is for redeeming it. Or if it'll go far enough back. I think like the last 2 streams, maybe 3, had the VODs back on. But it can also be a little bit finicky in general. Supposedly the way to get it back is watching a portion of the VOD, or if anyone has made a clip out of it, watching a clip from it. But there is like a time limit on how long you can redeem it. I don't know the exact details of how it works. Similar to how I don't know the exact details of how my advertisements work, because it's somewhat inconsistent and they like to mess with it when I'm not looking. Like, here's one that's convenient for me. I believe just like a bit ago, like semi-recently, they changed the minimum requirements to become a, like, what's the word? The thing that I am now. A Twitch affiliate. Like, they lowered the requirements. So if they hadn't changed the bar to entry, I wouldn't have hit it by now. It used to be something like, I think, 50 followers instead of the, like, 29 to 30 that they set it to now. And then that has a swoop. you know what else would be fun to add? Oh, there might even be room for it at the top of the sticky note. While I'm thinking about things to add to stream, to the Discord and the Stream UI and stuff, let me just see if I can fit that in there. It might be fun to add a streams since last spinning monkey counter. should be almost midnight for you, yeah? Yes, we will be closing up stream very shortly. Like, I'm getting the last of Carcat's skin tone, like, flats down for coloring, and then, like, we probably won't even be going into shading or anything. Cool, just making sure, 100%. Alright. Orange for the... And I forgot the horns on the... Of course I did. Oh, and if you ever want to check that stuff, like when I'm not, like if you want to reference my scheduling of anything when I'm not online, I schedule stuff using EST. Ooh, a spam bot. Nasty. Get out of here. Oh, EST, also known as, oh, how was it called? Because there's a whole nother, UTC 5? I don't know how that's pronounced. Or negative 5 hours? Eastern Standard Time, yes. Yeah, UTC offset, minus 5 hours. I try to put that in my scheduling stuff, but I do sometimes forget, so. Alright, and that is the flats done. So we are going to be closing up before we get on that dangerous time limit. We've got like 5 minutes left on the timer before they try to add-pocalypse us again. So we're going to be closing up on a good note and not closing up on the ads, hopefully, unless it tries to start like a second soon, right as I'm closing up. which I wouldn't put it past them. Those freaks. Those ad-loving freaks over at twitch.tv. But yeah. Plan is next stream is Tuesday, assuming no complications. That will be a general art stream. My current plan is to work on some, like, comms and, like, requests for friends that I have. The next fan art stream will be Thursday, again, assuming no complications. Same time as usual. And I'm not sure what we'll do for game night this week, because again, the revolving pattern has been thrown off a bit. But possibly the next game night will be a magma, since that's what we didn't do today. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you all for stopping by. It was nice talking to you. Hopefully no further complications will occur. I'll keep you updated if they do. And I will see you guys on the next stream if you can stop by. And of course, like, if you can't, just, you know, whenever you can, if you want. Discord before we close up. Discord is 18 plus, not because we allow NSFW content, but just because I don't want to be moderating in that particular environment for non-adults. Okay. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Good night.